Oh no, I don't need to do the, because I don't need to do the sound effects, right? Okay. It's high noon at the Emirates, and after a mixed season, many thought Arsene Wenger would succumb to injuries sustained in some high-profile shooting matches with large sections of the Arsenal fans. However, he refused to throw in the towel, and he's going to need to rebuild this summer. But how will Arsenal line up next season? Let's take a look and see. In goal, we've got Wojciech Szczęsny. After an impressive enough loan spell at Roma, Szczęsny is on the wanted list for Juventus. Is he a long-term replacement for the 39-year-old Gigi Buffon? If he isn't snapped up by Juve by the end of the summer, we can see him seriously challenging Cech for Arsenal's #1 spot. The Pole was hit and miss during his time at Arsenal and left under a cloud after he was caught smoking by Wenger. But he was more than hit and miss at Roma, with the Serie A club conceding the second least amount of goals in the league last season. The back three is almost the same as last season, with Mustafi and Koscielny making up 2 of the 3 positions. Gabriel and Rob Holding might fancy their chances of the 3rd place, but we see a new signing as important here. That new man could be Southampton's Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk has been a standout performer for Southampton since signing from Celtic in 2015, and was recently the subject of an alleged tapping up by Liverpool, and saw a potential deal to Anfield collapse after complaints from the Saints. He signed a 6-year contract with Southampton last summer, so the centre-back won't come cheap if Wenger decides the Dutchman is what he needs. The Gunners have been inconsistent at the back, and they conceded 3 or more goals on 6 occasions in the league last season, not to mention their 10-2 aggregate drubbing by Bayern in the Champions League, so Van Dijk could provide another level of stability for them. The duo protecting Arsenal's flanks should be fairly straightforward. Hector Bellerin should hold off Kieran Gibbs at right back, with the Spaniard's pace key to ensuring there's both defensive coverage and counter-attacking prowess. We're predicting a change on the left, however. Nacho Monreal might have been a figure of trust for Arsenal in recent seasons, but his place is likely to be lost to Sead Kolašinac. Arriving on a free transfer from Schalke, the Bosnian is powerful, quick and works hard at both ends of the pitch. So that's how Arsenal's rearguard might look next season. Do you see Van Dijk playing in front of the Emirates crowd in August? Do you see Szczęsny back between the sticks? And do you think Kolašinac will walk right into the Arsenal strongest 11? Now, let's move on to the midfield and look at the 2 men running it for Arsenal next season, Ramsey and Xhaka. Other than Alexis Sánchez, no one made more appearances for the Gunners last season than Granit Xhaka. The Swiss international played 46 games in his debut season at the Emirates and cemented himself as a formidable presence, capable of breaking up play and starting things for the Gunners in the right direction. Expect more from the 24-year-old this season as he looks to justify that hefty price tag. We don't see any need to spend to complement the Swiss. Ramsey will be next to him in the Gunners' strongest lineup if he remains injury-free. On his day, he's a marvel, but he managed just 23 Premier League games last season. Scoring the winner in the FA Cup final against Chelsea, though, will appease fans who might have been as frustrated as he was to miss a big portion of this season. Up front is where we see some of the biggest changes. Let's start with the obvious one, Mesut Ozil. While he may divide opinion in certain quarters, he's a bona fide match winner. 12 goals, 14 assists in 44 games last season shows just how important he is to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. We expect him to be leading from the front once again next season. But what of the other 2 spots? We're leaving out Olivier Giroud, Theo Walcott and, most controversially, Alexis Sánchez. Doubts over his Arsenal future has helped fuel this decision. Instead, we go with 2 new faces. 2 new French ones, in fact. Continuing Arsenal's love for all things French, we can see Alexandre Lacazette and Kylian Mbappe adding pace and power to Ozil's gliding guile. Lacazette seemed close to Atletico Madrid before their transfer ban, but he has been linked with the Gunners for some seasons now, and he'd be a superb fit. Alongside him is the teen of the hour, Kylian Mbappe. Arsenal were linked with a mega bid for the Monaco man, which may or may not be pure rubbish. Still, we'd rather err on the side of fantasy than fact in this video, and place him as part of a mouth-watering front Arsenal 3. If Wenger can put this together, it might help smooth over any animosity if and when Alexis leaves. If you know what's good for you, you'll subscribe here. So that's how we see Arsenal lining up next season. What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Let us know below the line. You should have seen me last night. I had to go to the dentist, and my tongue was numb, so I talk like that. It was embarrassing.